Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I'm going to do a little disassembly and maintenance on this little guy right here. This is the Les George VECP. This is a mid-tech knife, meaning it's, well, I don't even know what that means anymore, but basically this is by Les George, but I gather somebody else is doing some of the work on it, or else it wouldn't be called a mid-tech. But then again, mid-tech means nothing anymore. Who the heck knows what this guy is? But either way, Les George is involved because his freaking name is on the blade, and we know that much. So I'm going to go ahead and take it apart. It's funny, the mid-tech thing has just kind of lost all meaning. Everybody, I've complained about this on the knife gripe thing, but whatever it is, who knows, it's a thing. Where the heck is my screwdriver? Folks, you will know that it is, you can probably tell it's been a long day, and, you know, I'm doing my best over here, but don't expect high quality. In fact, I'm not even 100% sure whether I'm going to review this knife at all. This is a knife that is very hard to find, and that's something that bugs me a lot lately. The Les George, I gather, is making more of them. He had some of them the other day at the California Custom Knife Show, but, you know, they're tricky, and unfortunately, when you have something that's hard to find, that is frustrating, because then I, you know, put up the video, and everyone's like, oh, great, where do I get one? Well, you don't really, and that's just not great. And so that's kind of become something that I generally let disqualify something. I was really curious personally to check this little guy out just because I dealt with the Les George Wilson Combat little thing previously that wasn't super impressive, and I wanted to see whether Les was doing better work in other domains, and I think that was an older Wilson Combat-y thing too. So who knows how long that had been kicking around, so I wanted to, you know, kind of give him the benefit of the doubt and make sure that some of the other stuff was doing good. And my buddy Chris, who sent this along, thanks Chris, ooh, nice, internal milling. But my buddy Chris, who sent this along, it also really kind of vouched for it, said it was a really nice piece, and so I figured, you know what, let's just check it out here. But I'm a little on the edge here. I mean, if it cleans up real nice, so to speak, then that's going to be a temptation to do the review. And, you know, so far it's really nice. But at some level, I'm just so freaking out of time, it's not even funny. Like right now, it is just really hard to find time for the channel. And so just throwing a random knife on there means, well, it means more. It's trickier to do. Pardon me. So, yeah, it's there's definitely an incentive to just like, oh, well, maybe I don't need to do a review of this guy, but I also want to be fair to you all, fair to my patrons, you know, that kind of thing. But anyways, so what I've got here is a knife that's actually pretty simple in its construction. You can see here it's a titanium frame lock. It's an XHP blade. Nicely hidden steel label, by the way. That's always kind of a nice little touch. You can see here that it's got some sort of a mirrory stonewashy thing going on. It's got the internal milling, which is nice. The pivot appears to be fixed in place, which I'm not quite sure how he's doing that, but at the same time, I've got no objections to it whatsoever. And, you know, there's not a whole lot to complain about. It's two freaking solid chunks of titanium, some phosphor bronze washers, which, nice. And, yeah. In some ways, this is sort of Shabazz-ish, not in its overall design or anything, but like the construction reminds me of that. It's just a, you know, big old simple washer knife. Yeah, so that's nice. What else do I have here to comment on? You know, there's not all that much here. You know, a couple of things, minor annoyances. You can see here that the screws are going straight into titanium in the back there. What that does mean is if those holes ever strip out, you've got yourself a problem. You go into a machinist to try and get some new holes, you know, tapped in there or something like that. That could be tough, or new threads tapped in there. I don't even know if you could do that. Add, like, freaking metallize it or something. I don't know. Not a machinist. But, you know, that's something that always concerns me slightly. I'd like to see, like, a Chicago screw where, in case I strip that out, I got no problems in the future. So there's that. What else is going on here? Big dick stop pin. Your, these little guys, your standoffs, are just floating around the screws, which is, you know, fine, I suppose. Nice threading here. No complaints. Honestly, there's not that much going on here. So, there you go. On the, in terms of lubrication, it's time to put this guy back together. Oh, one thing you will note is the over-travel stop. It's kind of hiding underneath there, but it is definitely there, and you can see the hole, and you can see the stop down there as well. So that's always nice. No lock bar insert or anything. Looks like ceramic detent ball. So, yeah, is what it is. So anyways, let's put the guy back together here. What was I trying to say here? Oh, lubrication. Yeah, so one of the things, I've been trying this stuff lately, the knife pivot lube. One of the things I'm liking about it relative to the 10-weight nano oil that I've used previously is that it's really nice actually for throwing knives around. It's really nice for washer-driven actions. On a knife where it's using phosphor bronze, the nano oil 10-weight tends to be... It's not ideal. It doesn't feel like it offers enough smoothness to it. This guy seems to work a little better in those cases, so I'm actually going to try and use that. Because this knife, as it stood, before I took it apart, was relatively flicky. Which is, but not quite, super flicky. Super flicky, that is, by the way, the official, that's the official technical term there. If you look it up on Les George's website, right there, it says super flicky. No, it does not. But anyways, so there you go. So I'm going to go ahead. I applied a little bit of oil to the washer there on that side. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Did I clean that up? Yeah, that's just where it's kind of polished away some of the finish there as it's spun. So there we go. Drop this into position here. There we go. Now what I got to do, this is going to be the fun part, is I position that right there. I position this right here. I drop this into the position. Looks like we've got some leftover gunk on the inside there. Looks like somebody used the bigger, thicker lubrication going on. There you go. Alrighty. Beautiful. And now what we can do is drop this scale back onto here, and ideally what I'll be able to do, I already repositioned it, is once I've got the scale into position, and I'm actually going to go ahead and grab my Loctite here, so I throw a charging cable. I should plug in my phone. Hashtag not a brilliant man this evening, but that's okay. I'll go ahead and drop that in there. Now I hope... I'll go ahead and do the other one. But my dream here is that I should be able to spear these little... Actually, I'll just drop them on and then see if I can do it that way. That's the downside to non-shouldered standoffs, is that it can occasionally be difficult to keep them in position long enough to seat things. Okay, so I drop this in here. I'm just going to put a little bit of tightness here, just enough to get everything kind of so it's not going anywhere. Now what I'm going to do is work on the pivot, get everything snapped into position. That was easy enough. Pivot. Oh, and by the way, the pivot screw is a little non-traditional, looking at T20 bit. It's fine. I think if you're a knife person, you're probably going to enjoy some T20, but, have one around. That's why I've got this big old bit set from the Weehaw. It tends to have the stuff I don't always have handy. So there we go. Go ahead and drop the pivot into position here. Being careful not to cross thread or anything. There we go. Oh yeah. And as always, if you're interested in some of the tools I'm using to do this disassembly, go on ahead and check out my knife disassembly toolkit video. Okay, that's way too freaking tight, but that's okay. Now I'll go ahead and tighten down the back part here. There we go. And here we are. Beautiful. And then I'm going to go ahead and loosen the pivot a little bit. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's way freaking smoother. I don't know what this was running on, but yeah, that's nice. Okay. See, these are the times where I feel like I'm doing something for the world, right? Centering is dead on. Pivot tension is easy freaking peasy. Nice and easy to pop through. Can't argue too much with this. So we are now reassembled. Actually, that was easy and nice enough that maybe that just earned a review. I don't freaking know. If you're watching this, this is going to get reviewed. If you're not watching this, then I'm talking to myself, and that makes me even crazier than normal. So, anyways, hope this has been interesting to you, and that you have yourself an absolutely wonderful rest of the day, even if you never see this. Bye now.